The Talking Tree of Amaldo. In a quiet village called Amaldo, surrounded by thick forest and red soil, people lived simple and peaceful lives. The village was full of farmers, hunters, and storytellers. Everyone knew each other, and children played from morning till night. But there was one thing that made Amaldo different. At the far end of the village, near the forest, stood a very old tree. The villagers called it the Talking Tree. They said the tree could speak. Some believed it. Others said it was just an old story to scare children from entering the forest. But one day, a boy named Ibuka found out the truth. Ibuka was 12 years old. He lived with his mother, Mama Nena, who sold palm oil in the market. His father had died when Ibuka was a baby. Mama Nena worked hard, and she loved Ibuka very much. Ibuka was not like other boys. While his friends were learning to hunt and farm, Ibuka asked a lot of questions. "Mama," he would say, "why do the stars only come out at night? Mama, why do lizards nod their heads?" She would laugh and shake her head. "One day, your questions will take you into trouble," she warned. But Ibuka always smiled and said, "Then I will ask the trouble for directions." One dry morning, during the harmattan season, Ibuka went into the forest with his uncle to check animal traps. As his uncle chased a bush rabbit, Ibuka heard something strange. It sounded like singing or whispering. He followed the sound into the forest, deeper and deeper, until he reached a large clearing. There, in the middle of the forest, stood a huge, dark tree. Its bark looked like old, cracked skin. Its branches were wide and crooked. Right in the middle of the tree's trunk was a big, black hole. As Ibuka stepped closer, a soft voice came from the tree. "Who comes to listen?" Ibuka froze. He looked around, but no one was there. "Who comes with the heart of a lion?" the voice asked again. Ibuka felt afraid, but also curious. "My name is Ibuka," he said. "Are you a spirit?" "I am older than spirits," the tree replied. "I am memory. I am truth." Ibuka stood still. The tree didn't move, but the voice was clear, deep, and slow. Then, everything went silent. No birds. No wind. Just quiet. Ibuka ran all the way home. When he got home, his mother was angry and worried. But when Ibuka told her what happened, she turned pale. She took him straight to Dibia Okena, the village priest. The priest listened carefully. "Did the tree speak your name?" he asked. "No," Ibuka said. The priest nodded slowly. "Then we still have time." "Time for what?" Mama Nena asked. The priest sighed. "That tree was once the village oracle. Long ago, our people went there to ask questions and hear the truth. But one day, a greedy chief asked the tree to lie to say an innocent man was guilty. The tree refused. The chief became angry and cut the tree down. But it did not die. The tree gave a warning. When your children hear my voice again, the truth you buried will rise, and your peace will end." Dibia Okena turned to Ibuka. "You must not go near that tree again." Ibuka nodded. But deep inside, he knew he would return. That night, Ibuka had strange dreams. In them, the tree called his name. He saw a woman in white crying, a man digging in the dark, and a piece of red cloth stained with blood. The next day, he returned to the forest in secret. "I came back," he said. "Because you are curious," the tree replied. But curiosity is the beginning of truth. Each time Ibuka returned, the tree showed him more visions, memories from the past. It showed him people shouting in the village square. A fight. A broken staff. A scroll with names. One evening, the tree said, "Dig under the old mango tree in your compound. The truth sleeps there." That night, while Mama Nena slept, Ibuka took a small cutlass and began digging under the mango tree in their backyard. After a while, he hit something hard. It was a wooden box, wrapped in red cloth. Inside, he found a broken chieftain's staff, stained red cloth, and an old scroll. The scroll had a list of names. Ibuka recognized some of them. They were elders in the village. The next morning, Ibuka ran to Dibia Okena and showed him the box. The priest's hands shook as he looked at the items. These are the names of the men who lied long ago, he said. They made the oracle lie. They buried the truth, thinking it would never return. Soon, news spread. The village was in shock. Some elders cried. Others tried to deny it. But the scroll could not be argued with. A village meeting was called. Everyone came, men, women, and children. The broken staff and scroll were placed in front of the people. Dibia Okena stood beside Ibuka. This boy is only 12, the priest said. But he listened to the voice we all feared. The tree spoke the truth. And now we must face it. The elders who had been part of the old lie lost their titles. The people apologized for the mistakes of the past. The talking tree was no longer feared. The villagers built a small shrine around it and gave offerings, not of fear, but of thanks. And Ibuka became known as the listener of Amado. Years passed, and the village of Amado changed. People were more honest. Children were taught not to fear questions. Ibuka grew up to be a wise man and teacher. The talking tree never spoke again. But it didn't need to. Because one boy had listened. And he reminded the whole village that truth may sleep, but it never dies. When the time is right, it will rise again. Please like and subscribe for more video.